What, AFKing and Fountain?
Yeah.
Also spam clicking the map. I think that's international as well.
Yeah,
People get that one.
All right, our first pick. Tiny!
He's there.
The branch boy is back.
Yeah. Take out Omni, take out Sand King, Chen, Bounty, Razor's a monster.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that they took out the Razor.
Yeah.
So naturally, if you don't have first pick, I think you're always going to be banning the Omni Knight and the Ogre. And then LFY banning the Razor opens up the Tiny pick a lot more.
Yeah, we're getting to that point, aren't we, with the 6 bans that you almost, if you want to play one, but then it gets banned, there is an automatic answer to it.
Mm-hmm. So I feel like here it's like Rubik or Witch Doctor. I kind of like Witch Doctor a little bit more. I think that we've seen that Maledict can really be one of the answers for Tiny. Gain a little bit of burst damage there quickly. And the only other thing that you might think about would be like trying to... I think that they can just take it here, though, if they want to. I don't understand any reason why they wouldn't want to.
You know what's funny?
Oh.
Is the... okay. So this is kind of interesting because Tide is quite good versus the Tiny because Anchor Smash kills a lot of his damage. He's also a tanky enough hero that Tiny can't burst him down. I think that's super important. Like, just get tanky cores, right? This is like why Razor was really good because he can take away damage, be super tanky, can't be focused on.
Just be careful because you're straying into
Jack territory.
Jack beef.
Don't worry, Paul.
Syndrome here.
And I do want to point out I'm pretty sure it was the same for last series. Night Stalker is being ignored all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually up to today, it was the most contested hero of the entire tournament. 91% either banned or pick.
Yeah.
And today, not a single game banned or pick.
Well, we've seen a couple of games where people have been like pushing down towers really quickly, and it's sort of one of those syndromes that you get with a Night Stalker where you can see them sieging your high ground, but you can't really do anything about it sometimes.
It also only had a 40% win rate, by the way.
Okay, well.
I mean, this.
Which is not that many. Yeah, I was going to say it's not many games, but whatever.
Wyvern as well has been more ignored. And those are the things that I like kind of pointing to, just because it's interesting that you can see the meta develop in a tournament in just days time, right? Like you could literally see what's happening, and
especially
like,
over a long time,
people
like
realize oh, these,
it's 8 days in all.
And like heroes that fill the same role, but they do wildly different things as well. But Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, this is a nice answer to the Tide Hunter because now Tide is a hero that you can pop. I think there are like not too many supports that counter the Tide Hunter. Another one would be Disruptor, but honestly, I don't really like Disruptor in the current patch. It just feels like you're getting yourself a hero that you have to always be the aggressor and you have to always be initiating, but both teams are picking like very early mid-game focused team fighting. So it's very unlikely that Disruptor is always getting set up for. So Ancient Apparition, I think, is a lot better answer and does allow the Tiny. He now can burst the Tide Hunter because of the Ice Blast and the percentage base.
I mean, Cap, you've seen like a lot of teams that put a lot of emphasis on laning stage, and I feel like that's sometimes what people say, like Ancient Apparition can be a liability there. Do you think that that's not really as much of an issue for them, or like? I
think it's less so because of the chilling touch. I think Ancient Apparition is better than he ever used to be because now he's got Vortex down, so he's less of a liability to himself. AKA he's not like super slow, so he has a pseudo escape mechanism. You've got chilling touch, which is better when it comes to damage because now it doesn't apply that attack speed slow that it used to. Because sometimes it was more of a detriment than it was an attribute to your.
Right, and you slow them as you're hitting them with it as well now.
Yeah, so I think it's like all around relatively good. And I also think it's very likely Team Secret are going to have this Tide Hunter off on his own. Ancient Apparition, at least he does pretty good damage to help zone the Tide. Though rarely do you ever get to zone a Tide. Here's too big.
Big hulking mess.
Very thick skin.
I feel like Tide Hunter has just been on so many winning teams recently. Like that thing, so many times we've seen him just like head mid after he gets like level 7 or something and just hold on to that mid tower for pretty much ever, and they can't really do anything about it.
If I'm LFY, I'm going to consider banning Gyrocopter. Maybe they're okay with it because they have Tiny, and I think Tiny's pretty favorable versus Gyro. But it is the kind of hero that I think would work out very well for Secret with this team fighting setup that they have with the Tidehunter and then the really good damage setup from the Maledict. So if you just have a really good magic damage carry, and then on top of that, you want to be able to give CTY a big time later game carry in that mid or safe lane. So I don't know. Maybe they'll consider it for the 4th pickup. Chaos Knight versus Tiny. That does.
10 seconds remaining.
I feel like it's still sort of Deuce as a pretty decent pickup for either team now. I think that like Secret, if you do that, you might run into some damage issues, but that can sort of be solved a little bit like by Maledict and just getting into these heroes that don't allow LFY to push into them. Almost like a race to do so with Super on the other team too.
I would like Viper. I know Viper has not been in vogue. Hey, I think he's lost every game. All right, well, hey, it really isn't in vogue, guys. But you know, I have faith. It's still a strong hero. Listen, one of those games was Viper versus Broodmother. Okay, that's not on Viper.
LFY's turn to pick.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's a again, because he doesn't go BKB. There are a lot of supports that can be okay versus the Tiny, and that's just like another hero that you maybe don't want to go on if you're Tiny.
Well, we mentioned it. Hadn't been banned, hadn't been picked all day. Still the most picked or banned and the most contested. And it's been picked by LFY.
So I wouldn't mind seeing Secret try and go like push with this now. You've got some pick off if they push out lanes off to the side with a Nyx Assassin. You've got Tidehunter who can sort of lock down objectives for you. If Secret want to, they could even go back later for like points into some heal from Witch Doctor early, which we haven't seen almost at all this tournament. It's been mainly points towards Maledict, but now with the Venomancer as well, like you know that this is the weakness of Night Stalker is pushing early, taking control of the jungle away from him. I kind of like that idea from Secret.
I think they've got the Tiny trap now, right? Because he can't go mid against the Venomancer, and he doesn't want to have Tidehunter in his. So LFY is going to be forced into some sort of laning situation that is not great for the Tiny. And to be honest, it's all Secret. It's the only information they have to operate on. The other bit of information besides the Tiny is the fact that between Ancient Apparition and Night Stalker, you're looking at a pretty good pick-off game. A lot of lane shove and maybe some split pushing would not be a bad idea for LFY if they want to maximize the usage of the Tiny Ancient Apparition combo kill and the Night Stalker's natural ability to do so.
He did it again. Absolute madman.
Does like his DK.
I think it's pretty good this game. Again, he'll be able to try and push down that. Well, it's sort of tough against Veno again.
It's okay because you've got Dragon Blood, so you can offset the damage done by like the wards, by the poison. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but surprisingly, Dragon Knight does not lose a lot of these mid matchups that he used to. Right? I saw like him versus a Viper like super early in 7.0. And I was just like, oh, he's going to get stomped. And then he just didn't.
Yeah.
Because he would just breathe fire and push out the wave into the Viper. And Viper wouldn't really do any damage back between the armor and the damage reduction. So it is a lane, though, that is going to be dangerous from a ganking aspect. Because Venomancer can set up his own kills with the Gale into Nyx and Witch Doctor running in.
Yeah, that scares me later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably during the laning stage will be fine. Just make sure that actually ban out the OD. I guess, yeah, safe lane Veno could also work here as well for Secret if they want to do that and take something that more heavily punishes DK mid. But I still like the idea of Secret going for some type of a push strat here. Maybe take like a TB or something. Maybe not against Tiny. Really sure. Yeah, actually.
Meanwhile, you're looking for an offlaner for LFY, and ideally another initiator, because you don't want Tiny to be your only one. You don't want to run Batrider necessarily against Tide, but most offlaners, initiating type heroes aren't going to be super happy with Tide. unless you're running like a Void offlane or something.
Team secrets turn
So
to
you kind of have to focus on the Venomancer and trying to catch. Ugh, what is that?
They did it. They used to do this again. What was the game that they won? It was against Vega. They ran Elder Titan.
It's another 100% hero, by the way.
Is that good though versus?
It's only played, I think, 3 or 4.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe less actually.
10 seconds
It was
remaining.
against a tri-lane, and they ran in there and got a ton of damage on him and just like ran at the
5
carry.
seconds
Yeah, I just-
remaining.
Kept doing it over and over. But you're
Yeah,
not going
it's
to have
played,
that laning
played
phase
4-1-4,
win.
by the way. Played 4-1-4.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be able to find that laning phase win because they could do like Veno safe lane, and then just pick like a kind of hard to mess with mid hero. Does well against the Dragon Knight. I'm not sure if it's like it's kind of awkward that they just don't have like the cleanest jump and initiation for their team fight besides the Tiny. And even now, even more awkward, like Elder Titan always looks better in a defensive aspect and responding to what the enemy team is clearly trying to take an objective. But with the Dusa on the team, it's now the other way around where you're going to have to be pushing into the Dusa team.
Benno Deuce.
Whoa. Snakes.
Whoa.
I hear what you're saying there. I'm wondering if maybe like all of the magic reduction, the magic resistance reduction could be something that they're going for there. So I'm gonna like very tentatively say LFY and regret it in 2 minutes.
Panel curse is real. Cap.
Mana Shield is mega effective against these sort of situations, right? Because you're actually just ignoring the idea of minus armor and minus magic armor, and you just have mana. That's the only thing you need. So I'm going to go for a secret pretty heavily here. I like them. I like the draft.
All right. Bit of indecision here on the panel. A split vote as far as the two teams are concerned. Who's going to come out top? Who knows as we head into game 1. And we know something that comes out top every time. And that's Toby 1 and Malini.
Alan top.
So flattered.
Are we winners? Were you that kid that had the top bunk, not the bottom bunk?
I slept in the room.
So looking forward to this game. It's a wonderfully well-rounded draft. The panel, whenever they're split, I'm actually a happy chappy, mainly because it means this game could be very, very close. Do you lean one way or the other, Ben, or are you a straight down the middle shooter?
Generally prefer Medusa drafts. I think Medusa is incredibly strong in this patch.
Cap was mentioning too, Mana Shield is very effective in this game. Like, how does LFY actually break through that if the Deuce does get farmed? Or is that the issue?
Maybe you can just keep tossing Medusa away. Get 3 toss charges. Oh, wait, yeah, 3 toss charges. Toss requires no target, and every time she comes in a fight, just throw her away.
Yep. That does sound a lot like the old mythology of Medusa. How do we actually defeat her? Well, we had to turn her against herself. In this case, we just don't deal with it. We hide, and eventually we'll snipe off one of her snakes and kill herself. That's it.
They actually have really good disables for her. Cold Feet is surprisingly good versus Medusa because you're not moving around in the fight. And yeah, you can get Lincolns and Mayenta, but usually you go for one or the other. And it's very easy to proc the Lincolns in this game. And then they have DK, very long duration stun. We have Crippling Fear, which is also very difficult to deal with. The Stomp from the Elder Titan. So I don't actually think it's like a super easy Medusa game just because you want to just stand there and shoot people with your split shot. You don't want to be running around dodging all these spells.
Right now, CTY, he's run down south, moving away from the support that was there. Puppey, he can lend the cask, and CTY needs some space. The casket bounces forward, locking out Arfu with the tree top from Monet. It won't be enough, or will it? Yes, Arfu!
That is the
gets
greediest
another void
play.
in.
CTY starting off early with a strange build with the Mana Snake level 1 when you see 4 people running at you. Okay, okay, okay.
Just things. FATA currently cutting the creep wave and keeping the attention of DDC up here. These lanes, FATA is already TPing out, so it's Veno on the bottom lane with the Witch Doctor against the offlane ET. Mid lane is meant to be Medusa versus the Dragon Knight, and it's an offlane Tidehunter. So FATA just kind of pulled the creep wave up, which is going to give pretty much a double creep wave pushing into his tower up on the top lane. He's up against Monet, who's taking up the role as Tiny, DDC, Ancient Apparition, Fu on the Night Stalker, and that leaves Yappy, who will be running around, nibbling at the heels like a small little terrier as the next assassin, so a spiked head terrier.
Well, they have an observer ward watching him go into the top lane, and you know they shutting down FATA has been most teams' early game plan, and seems like this game is going to be a lot more difficult with the TPI that we saw that did double wave him. So he should skate by to a pretty easy level 2, level 3, which in which case he is much more difficult to kill.
You know, I was actually going to say, like, it's a really good thing, like, in one way that Medusa gets the Mystic Snake, because you keep Super's mana down very low, so he can't farm with Breathe Fire.
Well, yeah, you can just get it too, though. I think anytime you're in some sort of like defensive situation, you should skip Mystic Snake, just because you just want to limit your deaths on Dusa. You're perfectly fine going in a late game as long as you have items, and minimizing your death, keeping your net worth high is generally
I was being
the play.
a positive kind of guy, because at least saying he should be on top of his CS.
Yo, it's just CTY, man. CTY things.
He's actually even with the CS on Super, with 2 creep waves pushing into the tower for Super, so he's actually behind by about 5 creeps at the moment. YapzOr playing around with DDC in the jungle, doesn't want to commit too much, but it secures both of the bounty runes for him, while Afu aggressively moves over and takes the bounty rune from Puppey.
CTY is probably one of the most fun cores to cast. He is just completely wild and unpredictable. I say that about some players, but he is just way more so, especially in the Chinese scene, because the Chinese, they're not as off the wall as some of the Western players, but he takes the cake.
Mr. Unpredictable. Well,
yep.
YapzOr again. It's harassing DDC out. DDC's having a very hard time finding these levels with no bounty runes, unable to get secured pulls out. YapzOr's always causing problems as Dire Courier gets sniped. Puppey just casually walking in between the towers in the mid. Finds the pickup on the Courier.
Nice, nice. Luckily, DK doesn't need that much chicken access. Medusa doesn't win. Doesn't lose her lane, but she also has a very hard time actually killing heroes. And Dragon Knight already has a Soul Ring, so he's good.
Yeah, Soul Ring and 2.7 Dragon Blood, so the regeneration, like even when you mentioned a Tango, 20.5, yeah, you're happy with that. Easy Breathe Fire spam.
Easy.
There's actually anyone that runs bottle, like any heroes that still run bottle in the mid now with the new changes?
Sure, why not? Storm always gets bottle.
Yeah. But that also makes sense considering his mana issues. Ace is having a fun time on bottom, at least I would say he's having a fun time. 12-3 versus 8-6. Hasn't really been able to pressure back in Flame.
Yeah, that's because YapzOr has been constantly sitting on this top lane trying to contest those bounties. That's just kind of what he's doing.
So he's had no help, it's just a one-on-one.
Yep. Or, I mean, there is Puppey down there, but he was a little bit occupied with the chicken shenanigans.
Yeah,
so
he was playing around with Afu. Like Night Stalker was always contesting his bounty runes as well. That's why Puppey's walking around with like 2 and a 3rd level.
Soul Ring's very, very nice versus Mystic Snake. Just dump your mana after you Soul Ring. That's it. And if someone ganks, you don't have to like pop your stick. You just pop your Soul Ring and you're good. You always have mana to cast spells, which is great.
Makes the lane very sustainable for Super. Still waiting for something to erupt. For the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Ace is very defensive. He's gone for a 1-2, holding the extra point. Just in case there's going to be a fight for him, he can go the 2nd point up in the Venomous Gale. But no Plague Wall is just to try and push the lane out. Not yet, until he can get to level 5. Now, Gale flies forward. He actually put that 2nd point into it with the Malady. So that would be a decent amount of ticket to Inflame. He's looking for the Stomp. Slowed down a hell of a lot, and his Spirit is reflecting that. Here comes the Stomp. Ace on the edge of it. So both Spirit and Stomp being wasted. Now the Titan falling down to still 300 HP, but 300 HP. And they bring the rotation of DDC in.
So in the team fights, I think I'm favoring LFY until Medusa gets really, really big. I just think they have so many ways to deal with Medusa until she just does too much damage to ignore, but that's still going to be a while.
Is that also with the effective Ravage being calculated?
Yeah, well, the Ravage isn't actually going to help Medusa do that much more damage, though. It's not like she can burst people down during Ravage. It's not like a Tiny or a CK that can instantly kill people. It's a slow and steady fight generally when you're on Medusa, but the more and more I look at LFY's lineup, the more and more I like the Elder Titan to actually deal with this Medusa.
Oh, a little bit of trouble right now for DDC. The Gale will connect with the Maledict. He's guaranteed dead now. No way to escape back out here. Tick. Even if the Maledict didn't do it, the Gale and Poison Sting would have. So a small little freebie. It's a little bit too far away while ET was backing up.
this nighttime's been a little bit quiet for them, but Nightstalker does already have phase boost and will make his first move.
Yeah, he's going up towards FATA on top lane. FATA needs a little bit of distance. He's got 8 1 charges up his sleeve and he holds them. And ends up dying in front of his tier 1 tower. Super's making his rotation over as well. So with the creep wave pushing in and the catapult wave, LFY is going to focus their attention to the tier 1 tower top.
Ah, good old Super. On Dragon Knight yet again. He is such a good Dragon Knight though.
Yeah. You definitely know why they pick it for him.
Yep. I think there was some criticism yesterday for his Medusa build, super defensive. And I think, you know, that's just his tendency as a player. Like, he likes defensive heroes and going defensive abilities and defensive items. I think I saw him play OD once. I mean, he went for a mech, I believe, which is very unusual. But for Super, it makes sense. Just likes to help his team out.
And we have the king of the person who used to do that in mid sitting on top lane for Secret, FATA. Mr. I can build mech on any mid hero. With this push from LFY, they've already taken the top tier 1 tower. Super's going to rotate back to mid. Got a little bit of time left with the Dragon form, but with the creep wave pushing up, he won't be able to connect in. Should Secret be more concerned about this, or is it okay considering the push power that will come from Ace eventually?
You mentioned it before, the push power is not great from just the Veno alone. I think it's mostly you want to control your Ancients so that Medusa and Veno can both farm them. So as long as you have access to those, then you're completely okay. Actually, 3 of their heroes can take it. Titan is also a very good Ancient farmer too. So LFY looking to take down the T1s, limited Ancients. I think that's going to be the main point of, you know, what you're trying to focus on if you're Secret and what you're trying to shut down if you're LFY.
We'll watch the ward game. As we do hit that like almost 8-minute mark, we'll start to see some of the aggressive wards being planted out. Mainly watching for Arfu's movement as nighttime will come to an end in 10 seconds. DDC is already searching for Team Secret's wards.
No, that's an 1/8 of your net worth, DDC.
The sentry on the ground that didn't reach the 1 observer ward that's sitting on the hill on LFY's side of the river.
Yeah, that hurts.
How they actually get that down without it being detected? Oh, problems. Inflame trying to run out of here. That's a level 2 Maledict. It's not going to be enough damage, and Puppey's already starting his TP out, not giving any kind of chance for rebuttal. Goes all the way home as well, but Super and DDC, they're coming for that rebuttal. Smoke up, moving down. They can find Ace. He's gone over for that 8-minute bounty rune. As far as dive vision goes, they do see around him, but okay, now they see him. Into the trees, cold feet, Dragon Tail stun. That almost looks like it's too easy, especially when you get an ET splitter him. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but guaranteed to get the job done before he has to walk his way back home.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you just want to take fights quickly. You don't want Tidehunter to come in. They want to use their Ravage, although, as I say that, FATA is farming up top. Yeah. While
he can TP into the double smoke gang, YapzOr and Puppey gonna wrap around the back of Super. They can't allow Super to keep doing this. Burn Dragon form, get a kill, and then push a tower. It's what they did previously. So CTY is here. Here comes the rotation in. They'll get the initial stun, and with the extra help, it's taking a while for Ace to complete his TP. But the paralyzing cast should create a little bit of space. But the ET, even more space. 3 caught napping. You look tired.
Man, I really like Inflame's ET too. He is one of the few players that just plays it in general, but he's a very offensive player. He doesn't just sit back and, you know, wait for those Yule stomps. He smacks people.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hope that we see him get level 15 with a plus 30 Astral Spirit hero attack and clamp people down. But that's still going to be a bit. And 70 attack speed.
Considering the speed of this game, he should have enough time to reach 15.
Yep.
This isn't going to be a quick pop and done game.
I wonder what he gets 25. 100% lifesteal or minus 75-second Earth Splitter. I haven't seen ET at all, but it would be sick to have 25-second Earth Splitter if you get Ogdreen. Oh man.
100% lifesteal would be a hell of a lot when you've got a big buff up.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get damage off. They have a lot of mitigation, mana shield, carapace.
So just ulti, then ulti, then ulti, then ulti.
I would say so. It actually, you know, you might need that sort of sustained damage to deal with the Tidehunter, but I don't know if we'll get to that point. But it is something to consider later on in the game.
It'll make LFY's high ground defense even more impossible to breach for Team Secret. Team Secret still rely on hitting these big ultimates. Like, you need that Ravage to connect, then the follow-up Nova. And it looks like Ace understands this too. Like, he's building Hand of Midas on this safe flame Venomancer. Like, he'll push down towers eventually, but for now, like, he just needs to gain the levels, gain the money later on.
There's a Midas also coming from Medusa, so they're very confident in their ability that this game is going to go late. I would agree with that assessment.
Mid lane, he's going to be right on top of CTY, throwing him on top of DDC under the tier 1 tower. Cold feet, it won't matter. Even with 3 points up at the mana shield, 15 one charges. He doesn't burn the one charges.
Joke's on you, Afu. Why'd you even bother silencing him? He doesn't even have Stone Gaze. Ha Got him.
2-4-3 build instead for the Medusa. He's just shy of 10, and that ancient stack, Monet. Well, he'll find it and he'll farm it.
Who needs Stone Gaze, man?
And then they block it with a Sentry Ward and the Observer Ward a little bit further down. Maybe not the greatest place to put the Sentry. Is that the reason why they leave two of the units behind? Could have also been because Monet didn't have a tree.
I think they just wanted to bounce.
Either that or they use it as bait for next time.
Well, that's bad.
He's got a Shadow Blade now. You can just walk yourself in and find the pickoff.
They already lost one. They already lost one Ancient Camera. That's actually really bad for Secret. I mean, I guess they have the tools to farm for it with double Midas, but this is not a play we see commonly from Ace at all. I think he's actually one of the carries that builds Midas the least.
Granted, it has to be a mindset though from Team Secret. You don't come in and build two hands of Midas if you don't believe, one, you can hold high ground, and well, two, once you hold high ground, there's actually a way you can push back.
I think that LFY is one of the better teams to deal with it, though. They're a very swift team. They're actually not tepid about going high ground very, very early on. And I think they have the lineup to do so, although pushing into Medusa and Tide is very risky. But if their ultimates are down, or if you force them to use it at a Roche, then things are going to be a lot different. I think it's much easier to push high ground with the Cheese being on the second Roche and the Refresher on the third.
YapzOr, he's underneath the Sentry Ward at the moment. Vortex was dropped, Dust going to be triggered. Next Assassin slowed down, but the rest of LFY are a little bit too far away to continue the engagement. They needed a pullback of some type.
LFY really want to control that second Ancient stack, but Secret double Observer wards just to make sure that nothing happens around there. Another one a little bit to the southwest.
Yeah, they are definitely keeping tabs in LFY. This also will allow them to keep the tier 1 tower in mid a little bit safe, and CTY safer. Difficult to rotate mid without being seen by Team Secret unless you smoke. Now they move forward. That Observer Ward pinged out instantly by Team Secret. But Monet's moving forward. They know the Ancient Stack is there, and Team Secret, if you don't contest this, Monet will take everything. FATA saying enemy incoming. He's on his way. He's on the bottom lane at the moment. Monet doesn't have a tree in his hand.
This is a fight that's really difficult to take if Ravage is there. But FATA's actually just farming the bottom. Okay, now he's starting to make his way up.
He was waiting for the right time. Good Observer Ward from LFY is further to the south, however. So both teams with great warding around the Ancients. So no one's having a fight, which is...
At least they'll be able to take it out. Oh, they don't even get
no. Okay, now they'll get that one, but they don't get the other one.
Oh, that one's about to expire anyways.
Okay, that's fine then.
I think you're okay with Afu and the rest of LFY.
Afu? He's come back in again. YapzOr going to connect over on the stun. They need a little bit of extra slow, and they've actually got it with negative armor.
That was completely unnecessary for him. I mean, they just dewarded, and there's a big stack. I think you get more information by your DK pushing mid and see how they react. But
is it distraction game? They were attacking. Okay, no, instantly DK backed off the mid tower after the fight happened.
And I think it's a distraction game if you can make it out alive. But he burned his Hunter and Knight trying to walk up the hill, so he's not going to have it walking down. But I think it's extremely greedy to assume that you can control all 4 Ancients. I think 3 is reasonable. 4 is just like, you better be like way far ahead and have that mid T1 down.
They're just trying to make it difficult. That's all this really is. Oh boy, YapzOr. Oh, YapzOr. That's a lot of damage to come your way. The Ancient Prowler kind of ripped him a new one. Even CTY doesn't want to take any more damage than that. He's got a creep wave in mid lane to farm up.
Midas is kicking in.
Yep. So we watch that gold advantage. So far, LFY has been holding a decent advantage on the gold graph, but it's starting to kick back up once more.
Yep.
The experience graph, there's not much of an advantage around that.
The problem is that Secret are actually getting away with a Tide Hunter farming too. The 2 Midas hero farming is...
Ace. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, no, combination's going to hit enough with the Stomp as well. It's amazing how many heroes we've seen die with 15 to 17 charges on their magic wands. Maybe a little bit of revenge into Arfu with FATA and YapzOr. They're going to commit the Ravage. It guarantees the kill. They will not, however, have any kind of follow-up to Inflame.
This is just position 4, though. Position 4 for Ravage, that is, like, you're happy with, like, contesting runes at this point, or contesting runes, contesting ancients, maybe even, like, thinking about Roche if they have a medallion. They probably don't right now.
Maybe just thinking the speed of this game. Like, burn Ravage now, at least find the kill. You can get something a little bit later on.
I don't know, though.
It's not like LFY is coming in for a big team fight yet.
But they can.
They can, definitely. But they haven't even felt the effect of, like, Venomancer as well as Medusa working together. What happens if Team Secret do come into that 5-on-5 fight and you don't hit the Ice Blast? Oh, super. Blink Dagger is up, jumping forward, looking to cause a couple of problems for CTY. More supports coming in for LFY. Arfu pushing fast, in comes the Ice Blast. He's in the trees, and CTY, once before the Ice Blast, will be able to connect, and they just toss the Dragon in. Perfect in flight. Big wings as Arfu backing up from that pulse. Actually, the Urn is ticking him down. He can't survive. The Urn just got in time from YapzOr. But the cost is high. With 2 heroes down, LFY pushing in hard. They're underneath the tier 2 tower.
This is the thing I was talking about with the Ravage. Yeah, you got a kill, but that is just the green light for LFY to just roll all over their jungle. And keep in mind that they still don't have Stone Gaze, so yeah. CTY, baby. No Stone Gaze build.
You can get triggered later. For now.
Oh, I'm not the one who's triggered. His team's probably triggered.
He was dead pretty quickly. Once that Ice Blast connected and then just Dragon Knight, you don't even need the Blink Dagger when you have situations like this, and Tiny can toss the initiators in.
Stone Gaze buys you so much time, though.
No. In this case, it didn't. No ulti combination didn't exist. I know.
It's okay. He has to take it next level. You're forced to now, CTY. What's your 14?
Is he? He just holds the value points.
For what?
Oh, Monet gonna get dusted up, stunned up with a Maledict as well. Quick paralyzing cast, having to wait. No Death Ward, however. That would have been able to secure the kill, because he would not have been able to reach that shrine in time, but 5 seconds for cooldown on Puppey's Death Ward means that kill does not happen.
Hood on Venomancer, realizing that, yeah, they got rolled last team fight. And what is Tidehunter also goes for a Hood, so...
Well, Tide's going to finish into the pipe. I think it's just a casual Hood for the Venomancer.
Ooh, this is nice. Blink Dagger already. Yeah, FATA's been farming a lot. And yeah, Veno has died, but I think he's been sacrificing a little bit of himself for Titan's farm, which I guess is okay. He has Blink. He can do things now. And it's not just a Blink Dagger.
I feel so torn with this game. Like, I agree with you, like LFY. Oh, nice stump from YapzOr. But nah, there's no follow-up at CTY.
Status resistance.
Yeah. But I'm still concerned from both sides of the fence. Like, Team Secret, they're playing for the long game. LFY now, money-wise, are going to have problems keeping up with the double hand of Mises unless they continue to take objectives. Great thing for LFY, they're going to be aggressive, but you're into Ravage, you're into Nova, you're into Stone Gaze now, and Mystic Snake, and Paralyzing Cask, and the issues that come in with the Nyx Assassin. That's a lot of defense the Team Secret have that can punish LFY if they're caught out of position. Is he actually... Okay. I don't think that timing was exactly right from YapzOr. But it's like I don't feel like either team have a huge advantage in this game. Both have so many things they can play for.
I would still say LFY. I mean, so Gold Lay is only 2,000. It was just 3,000, and then Double Hand of Midas is add that up to what 5,000, 6,000 lead for LFY right now.
Yep.
They're significantly stronger, and I think they have a lineup that can kind of take advantage of this of the old timings of Secret. So even if they lose a fight, let's say 3-2 or 4-2 even in favor of Secret with the Ravage, I think they can just immediately go into the Roach Pit or something similar and be very comfortable with taking these fights.
Dragon Tail stun up on top. More support comes in the form of Inflame. TPing himself in FATA. Gonna commit the Ravage. TP is available. He's looking for some time to blink out, and he's able to do so. He goes east, not west, away from the Ice Blast. And he'll avoid both the ET Splitter and the Ice Blast. Meanwhile, Medusa and Ace trying to work together to push him mid. And yeah, you are right. No Ravage, but no TDC. YapzOr finds the opportunity. And now back up under the cover of the plague wards. Maybe not so perfect cover. Spirits down from YapzOr, just trying to stop the ET from getting the stop, but they just move in forward. Ace, so much damage, combing trees, and they got the void. He'll at least get the Nova off, but BKB is already on for Inflame, and with Super Blink daggering himself forward, he'll set himself up, but holds YapzOr in position so the rest of LFY can continue the attack, which comes in the form of the Spirit Stomp. Medusa, Stone Gaze turned on. Monet stunned up underneath the tower, so is Dragon Knight, but CTY really uncertain if he wants to fight this, and rightly so. He doesn't have a lot of heroes to work with. FATA can blink forward, he anchor smashes absolutely nothing. Issue of no vision. And even then, two of them are going to get hit by the Ice Blast, just as like icing on that cake.
So, looks like Medusa is going for the Lincolns and the Manta. There are a lot of things that he needs to get out of. So
we're going full Mushi.
Yeah, I think sometimes Mushi gets it when there's like not particularly great things to Manta out of, but this game I think they're like Crippling Fear, great. Cold Feet, also great. Like just getting out of those alone I think will be more increase in damage than getting a similarly priced damage item.
Well, if they are playing for the late game, then it does make sense. Try and survive for now. Don't give too many kills over.
Yep.
But what do you build after that? Like, do we turn him into like Electro Buzz? Like, do we just give him the Maelstrom?
Not versus these BKBs. You can already tell that they're going to get a lot of BKBs, right? If Elder Titan is getting BKB, you can... Well, Super always goes BKB, so that's
Scotty.
definitely two.
So Scotty.
Scotty or Butterfly, I would say.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering. Like, if you're going to go for the Scotty, don't you have enough sustain from the stats of Scotty without having to get Manta? Or is it literally just because you're trying to break free of all the silences?
It's not the silence that bothers him, it's the mischance. The mischance is a much bigger deal. But they might need a Silver Edge too to actually kill this Tidehunter. I don't know if they'll pick one up because the way it's looking that if they go on a Tide, then they just Stone Gaze, and then Tide will get his stuff off no matter, or even if he's broken, because they don't actually have good ways to burst him down. Maybe Tiny can, but with a Hood, I don't think it's going to be enough damage.
Oh, they're giving some money over to FATA. Shiva's Guard, item of choice for him. Going to boost up that armor from the 7 he's currently got. Make him a little bit more difficult to kill.
I would say Midas still haven't paid themselves off yet, but it's getting pretty close.
CTY is off cooldown. Count the seconds, boys. Count the seconds. Give this man a creep. Anything. Efficiency time low.
Yeah, he was donations. I still think it's fine for him. It's getting there. He's getting there.
Almost looks like Team Secret are backing. Like, I almost wanted to say they're backing up for a smoke, but that doesn't work. Because they don't want to fight yet. Tide Ravage is up, definitely. YapzOr?
They want to fight if LFY come to them. They just want to be ready for it. Like, if they jump the Medusa and then Tide comes in with Ravage, they will get destroyed, especially if BKB isn't popped in time.
Or maybe that's what they're thinking. A lot of scribbles coming in from Puppey around Roshan to the north of it. So they don't know who's coming forward. YapzOr underneath the Dire Sentry one. He'll get his spy cameras up, but really doesn't do enough. Not in time, so no Nyx Assassin for 44 seconds, no buyback available. So into the pit, LFY shall go.
I still think Secret can take this fight with their big 2 team fight ultimates, but CTY is not even close to going over there. And he does have his TP up, but if he doesn't TP within the next 5 seconds, then that means they just don't want to contest it at all.
CTY is still farming. Tide, as well as Witch Doctor, actually moving aggressively into the bottom lane. They're getting some aggressive wards down near the tier 1 tower. So CTY will TP now, but it's already done. It's already too late. So does LFY push up with this? Like, can they push up, or is it just try and take the fight?
I think you can still go for pickoffs, because Secret are still trying to farm out a ton of the map. Despite, I think that's the right choice. You farm up as much of the map as you can. If a hero dies, you'll still make more than you were losing, just because you're farming so much of the map. So I think you just farm up super aggressively with the Tidehunter in particular. Venomancer is, I would say, a little bit more squishy, and he's not going to be able to survive this like massive burst from Tiny.
Well, Medusa's happy with the farm space. She just finished Manta style at 25 minutes in with that Lincoln Sphere. Next item of choice is looking to be Dragonlance.
The Elder Titan is still incredibly good at dealing with the Medusa, though. Like the Stomp and the Earth Splitter, that's like 5 seconds where she's running around trying to dodge things and not right-clicking people. So I would still say that despite her having these 2 defensive items to get out of these debuffs, she's still going to get kited into fights or disabled.
which will then put more pressure onto the rest of Team Secret to keep the control up.
Yep.
But LFY, they're enjoying their moment for now.
They can't control up versus the BKBs though. That's the thing. Like none.
Oh, goodbye, Puppey.
None of their heroes are good versus BKB except for the Medusa.
Shadowblade initiation of Super. CTY, what is he doing here? He's on the run. Morenet's got Tring in hand. They jump forward. Stonegate is out to create more time. YapzOr's coming over too. Ice Blast, CTY. He's going to walk into it, getting hit by it. So will FATA. YapzOr, he's trying to tank him for the team. He's got a couple of one-shots, but it won't help when he's hit by the Ice Blast. Super's looking for more, but all he's finding is illusions of the Medusa. So both supports will die. The cores remain alive, but you burned your Stonegates for the moment.
And these ultimates are very, very important, I would say, for Secret. Like, I just don't think they can take a straight 5-on-5 without both of these up. With the Aegis, even I think they're strong enough, Secret are, to take a fight against it. But with one of those ultis down, you just don't even bother. Just wait for it to come up.
Well, LFY.
I mean, look at how aggressively he is farming right now. He doesn't even have the Aegis. He's just like, yeah, they're not going to do anything about it. They're just going to be trying. They're just trying to outfarm us faster than we can kill them.
Yep. Well, FATA's doing it, man. Like, he's got enough money with this creep wave when he hits it. Yep. He's got his full Shiva's Guard if he can get to a Secret shop to buy it. The Courier's back at base for the moment. And CTY, well, he's down here with Puppey. Support is nearby. LFY gonna break their smoke. CTY still with no Stonegates. They turn their attention to Arfu, hit by the Gust. And, well, Ice Blast and Split Up. It's a good position right on top of Puppey. He is a non-factor of this fight. FATA's still got the Ravage available.
Oh
YapzOr
my
coming
God.
in through the side. The damage on the DDC is high, but FATA, the BKB, is finally popped by Inflame. They can move close towards the Tidehunter. He doesn't want to burn Ravage while that BKB is up, and he doesn't have a choice but to die. YapzOr can at least kill off Arfu. Yep, Spike Carapace, more space created. Keep stealing the mana. Ace will move back over. Super, now his BKB. They're chaining this like leapfrog. He wants to keep running out this. The dust is up, so he's revealed under the cover of his shoulder. Shadowblade hits the Kale as well as the Nova. Super will tick. Any deny possibility. DDC's watching him. He goes for it and just misses it. Here comes Yatani with the stun from YapzOr. More space created, but will it be enough? When Ace is tossed up to the air with no mana, nothing to work with. They just can't do it. Deuce is put to sleep, but the fight continues. Puppey back to the world of the living. Paralyzing cast available, but they need the reveal. They don't know that Monet is walking under the cover of a Shadowblade right back to his own tier 1 tower and probably to the shrine to regenerate. That is one clusterbuck of a fight from both sides.
Where was Monet that fight? He was just not there for almost the entirety of that fight.
He didn't get the memo.
Dude, Inflame destroyed that Tidehunter. Oh my goodness. I thought Tidehunter was tanky, but that was ridiculous.
Let's have a look at it again. So the chase after Arfu, Puppey deleted.
I have no idea how much damage he has right here. But you see that? He could 4-shot him right there.
Also notice
if he still had the
mail,
damage.
the plate mail's in his backpack. It wasn't actually on him, so he didn't have the bonus armor from the plate mail.
Good point.
I'm not certain if that was actually intentional from FATA. I'm assuming not, because he used the TP scroll to come out, and then he didn't have it in the fight.
Good point.
And now he's got the money to pick up the Shiva's Guard anyway, so he'll switch that out for his Soul Ring. So he's got that in his inventory now. So the pickup on Super, nice attempt. If this actually worked from DDC, it would have actually been a catastrophe fight for Team Secret.
So late to the fight though. Like this is like pretty close to the dire side of the map. Like they have the T1 up, meanwhile Secret don't have the T1 or the T2, but they do have the Shrine. But I'm not exactly sure what Tiny was doing, but they desperately needed him for the damage output.
It's the LFY smoke gank coming in. They are looking for a target at the same time.
And now they just waste the Aegis because they didn't get any value out of the Aegis at all.
FATA, he wants a target. There's your blink forward from Super. It's over on YapzOr. He won't survive this. The Stomp, it won't catch a secondary target. The Orbs does get dewatered very quickly, so Secret lose their vision in this fight. Ice Blast, really good. Or is it? Only hits on top of FATA, so he cannot blink for the moment.
Their BKB charges are actually running a little bit low on LFY too. They are just spending them like crazy.
You're 7 seconds on the Dragon Knight.
It's Black Friday tomorrow, guys.
And that
Hold your money.
On 8 seconds. Hey, remember, it's made in China. Gotta make sure it works, right?
They are... How much is it on Elder Titan? Elder Titan has 8 seconds. Okay, he hasn't been burning that much.
Oh, FATA, he blinks into him. Oh, no way to get out of this one. And the BKB popped again. He's down to 7 seconds on Elder Titan.
I mean, look at Tide's items, though. Tide looks like he should be tanky. He has Shivas and Hood.
Yep.
And he just dies in a Ava toss combo.
Well, he never has a chance to activate the Hood either.
Well, I mean, still, he has a lot of passive magic resistance. Natural order is not that OP. 70 attack speed. Oh, yeah, Elder Titan's almost 20. Oh my goodness.
Not a bad day at the ET office. A lot of job offers in that phone book.
So ET counters Tide apparently with a BKB first.
CTY, he's just sitting in the spirit getting stomped up. But LFY, they continue to add the pressure into the tier 2 tower with no Dragon Form for 27 seconds. It looks like they will back up for the moment. Roshan still has, he could potentially spawn up in a minute.
This is the fight that they need to win. Secret need this desperately. It's about that time where the minuses have started kicking in. Medusa does have a butterfly at the moment, so she is outputting enough amounts of damage. Scotty, yeah, you definitely want these items versus Mass BKB. Maelstrom is just a mistake, I would say.
It's going to be one of the rare times we get to see an Aghanim tonight. Night Stalker. Vision.
Yeah, maybe just to find the Nyx. I don't.
Yeah.
I think I'd actually personally prefer. I don't know what you get. Pipe Vlads maybe. Might be another consideration over the Scepter, because of Venomancer, I think you always want a pipe, and then Vlads, I think for the armor to deal with the Medusa would actually be quite nice, because they have the extra synergy with the Death Ward and some physical coming out from Tide, especially if he gets level 25 with the 250 damage talent.
Fresh BKB now on the Tiny. Also level 22 on the Tiny, 32 minutes in. Not too shabby. He's already hunting for a target. He won't find him. Medusa's illusions are farming up the Dire jungle.
I wonder what Monet's going to get next after Daedalus. Like, he might feel like he needs MKB to deal with the Medusa, but he also could get Silver Edge so he can burst down the Tide and save himself an item slot.
It seems the burst of the Tide is not really much of a problem, so you may not have to get that.
Yeah, but you're a 6-slotter right now, so do you want to sell your Shadow Blade for a bigger item like a Monkey King bar, or do you want to convert your Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge, which is not ideal, or do you want to get a Moon Shard?
Yeah, just consume the Moon Shard might be the easier way to do it early on.
Or you could sell your S&Y for an MKB, let's say. Wow. Freaking Elder Titans going for Monkey King bar. What on earth is happening?
YapzOr's hunting him. He's down the bottom lane. CTY is going to rotate over if they can find this pickup. He's so huge. They're trying to get the Spirit. Oh, YapzOr's going to miss the stun and the damage. Oh, boy. Okay, maybe he will actually go for lifesteal. You said he's going to have a hard time getting the damage in, but at this point, maybe he's got it anyway.
This was not counting for the fact that he would get BKB first item so he can actually right-click people. That's actually an amazing build.
He's more effective than the Medusa is right now, and he's still an extra 5,000 net worth behind her.
Oh, he's definitely done more damage than the Medusa.
The CTY can start kiting him once you have the Scotty up and running on Medusa.
Medusa does not kite people. You're supposed to kite Medusa.
I'm just saying, it's not the upside of running away from an ET with a BKB MKB. Like, it's a lot to fight.
That's insane how much damage he's going to do with less net worth than Medusa.
Well, they're going into Roshan. This isn't going to work. However, Team Secret, they're already there. The Avalanche will catch two. Over is nice for the ET Splitter. It's Nita sealing it with the Ice Blast. Secret will lose absolutely the whole everything. Clear the barbecue. We're done. Clean it up. Team Secret are getting wrecked.
This is, I mean, that was not even a fight. I have never seen a Medusa look so fragile and frail.
You've got meant to be a tanky Tide Hunter. You're meant to have a Medusa that can stand her ground.
This is
and she even got a Stone Gaze off, but it had no effect.
I think they killed her before they even turned to stone. That was actually incredible. Look at that ET. ET most damage. 3,300 almost.
Well, he snapped that splitter though. Like the Ice Blast looked really cool at the end. Like it looked like it's a disaster moment. But at the end of the day, the disaster came before the blast.
Wow, Inflame.
Wow, indeed.
Because we were talking about how like good Tidehunter was in this patch, but he just stomped all over that guy.
It begs the question, Tidehunter first phase pick from Team Secret. They did it yesterday, they do it today. LFY seems like they've got a very decent answer to it. And their strength in the offlane. They can't even return damage. Like, there's a halberd on the Elder Titan.
Yeah.
you can actually disarm multiple heroes. So let's look at it again. So let's see how long they last. In, Avalanche, the Breathe Fire, the Ice Blast is nice, the Splitter combo at the right time.
That's two of their tankiest heroes just immediately dead at the start of the fight.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, when you're these heroes, you don't ever expect to die that fast.
Oh boy. This is not what Team Secret thought they were signing up for. BKB from Super. Remember, it is that low timer. They'll get the dust off, so vision onto Super, but no damage, so he just blinks into the river and walks away. Nothing is coming up Secret. They at least have the Titan to Ravage available.
Oh man, Medusa getting BKB. Poof.
I don't know if she's going to get the chance to pop that off.
That's when you know you're really in big trouble. When your Medusa has to buy BKB. I've seen that occasionally versus anti-mage, so you don't get all your like mana burned. But I mean,
But in this game, the combination that's going to hit you at the start is that blink into Dragon Tail stun where you're not going to be able to react.
she has Lincolns though.
And she has Lincolns. True. So they have to have something else.
It's the Avalanche. Last time it was Avalanche.
You got the DK with the Orchid, so potentially he could actually trigger the Lincolns as well.
The Avalanche started out the fight last time, so Lincoln doesn't do anything versus that. And it's not going to help that much versus Earth Splitter. It still has that heavy physical damage component.
Okay, Team Secret are coming out for the fight, but they're about to lose their tier 4 towers. It's like 3 or 4 creep waves pushing into their base through the bot lane. If they don't come back, then they lose tier 4s. But Super, trying to stop it, blinks himself forward, making the fight look, well, appetizing for Team Secret.
They have the Scepter on Night Stalker though, so if they do not get the jump on LFI, I'd be very surprised.
These catapults are ripping apart the base. Super's looking for another initiation. Blink forward, not in range. Puppey just short. Thanks to the Agnes at the Revive Food, Secret lose their vision even more. And Puppey wants to run out. YapzOr comes in for the Yule Scepter, wasting the time of the DK.
At least it was DK ultimate. That's a small benefit, especially with DKB on Medusa. You know, that's the only thing that's going to slow you down heavily if you don't just die to ET. So ET barely hit any heroes, but he gets,
oh, ace.
If he hit 2 heroes, he gets plus 180 damage.
Did they ping that? Did they see that? Team Secret smoked up and Ace was in range of the 3 wave.
It's very obvious.
And he blinked backwards.
As long as they have out in the front, all's good.
Well, they're going to contest Roshan. He's very low after he gets the vision for it. Here comes LFY. They want the fight. They don't want Roshan. They break through the Lincolns, but Orchid actually actually taken up by the BKB. Super puts his own BKB up. FATA, wait for it. Oh, god damn the sleep. He can't ravage. Stonegate's from CTY. Right now, he's only stoning the creeps.
Okay, it's time for LF Titan to clean up. He has BKB, he has Earth Splitter. This is time. I want to see him roll them.
I want to see the Daedalus done on him. That's the next item with Crystallis. Oh boy, he's going to hit like a truck. CTY, he's trying this. They're trying to do Roshan. So here's your first. Spirit into the pit. Start with a stomp. Locking CTY in position. DDC's thinking about it. He'll break the Lincoln Sphere with the cold feet. FATA jumps forward. Now BKB up over ET with the Ice Blast flying forward. Medusa needs to die. The Ice Blast. Connect. Deuce is down. No buyback available. At least they brought down the DK and Puppey's getting space to get the Death Ward up until Monet. We'll toss him into the air. 3 heroes gone. About to be 4. FATA will get the TP out, but that was kind of the last little play. YapzOr's trying to run out. The Sentry Wall is still down. They're going to hit by the tree. It's over. It really is. You've lost so many heroes. You're going to lose Roshan. Top lane will follow shortly after. Put the clock on it. In the next 3 minutes, this game will be done.
I want to see this Daedalus Elder Titan now. I'm ready for the next phase.
Aeon Disc for the Tidehunter. What can help me? Protect me, Disc. This is just LFY rolling with the punches. The Daedalus on Tiny to hit like a truck. And there's your jump forward. The stun, quick blink, actually going in. Oh no, not what he wanted to have happen. At least the Shiva's got and the Aeon Disc saves him this time around. No Ravage available. T split. Oh boy. plus 193 damage on that ET, combining it with the crit. They'll back up for the moment. Retreating as Super is low. He actually doesn't have the Aegis Maul. They put that on the Elder Titan, so Super properly dies. YapzOr gets the money for that one. They burn the Aegis Immortal. Fu is currently ticking down. He's low thanks to the Nova, but it won't send him critical. They lock ET into the trees at a quick Yule Scepter. They cancel off the Stomp at least. The kills are coming in. The streaks are being ended. Of course, you were about 22, 23,000 net worth behind, but it's something for Team Secret.
They need a lot more of those. A few more of those, maybe.
Yeah, a few more. Just a couple.
So some interesting things in this game.
Yeah.
Medusa has not changed.
Which one do you want to go for?
Medusa or CTY has not changed his ways. He's just not a great blink dodge. At least the Aeon Disc definitely caught them off guard. They're like, "What is happening? Why is he not dying?" And then at this point, they know they're in a little bit of trouble because they have to spend that extra 2.5 seconds killing him. And this is one of the first fights that we see CTY actually being able to do a lot of damage. He does a ton of damage.
Well, for the first time, the Titan didn't just evaporate. And everyone got hit well by that blink daggering Nova of Ace. Like, LFY just had to back up. Of course, Ace didn't find the kills because he didn't have enough poison sting attacks also on the LFY players. So there were heroes escaping on 1 HP just because of this. What were the other interesting things that were on your mind in this game?
Elder Titan being encountered to Tide. It's crazy. Not really explored much by other teams. And yeah, mostly CTY just still being crazy. Crazy in a good way. Crazy in a fun way.
Oh, that Observer Ward next to the Ancient stack, it still sees way too much. It scattered Team Secret moving closer towards Roshan. So LFY just back up for a little bit longer. The Venomancer still doesn't have his actually, what do you do with the Venomancer too? I know you're on the defense and the 3-3 Plague Wards are really good, but Nova appears to be also a critical thing he's got to hit in the fight. So do you get...
You still get Plague Ward.
You still get it?
You're likely going to get Mega'd in the next like 5 minutes. So I think
he needs to defend.
Yeah. I think the Elder...
It's only because he's building the Aghanim Scepter as well.
The Elder Titan might actually be very good versus the Dusa too, because he builds so much agility.
Plague Ward's down. The Avalanche blind up the hill. Ace able to get forced after wave, but in comes Super. They want that Venomancer down before he can get the ulti off. The ulti will make sure of it. Stunecase is decent from Medusa, but the ET Splitter combining with the Ravage. Monet, Death Ward, he pushed away. At least you'll have the Elder Titan walking into the Death Ward. The BKB won't protect him from that, but the Void cancelling off that ultimate. It's Monet, however, beyond godlike. The attack from the tower in flame. He's on 69 HP. They can't even get that. CTY will fall. This has to be the game now. Too many heroes lost. They continue to rampage into the base of Team Secret as LFY. They just want to end this and push into game 2 with a 1-game advantage. Super backing over. But the tier 4 towers exposed with the creep waves coming in. 3 heroes down. No CTY. No Ravage.
Yeah.
It looks hopeless for Secret.
Great BKB timings by LFY right there to dodge Ravage. They actually played around the Aeon Disc quite well, that fight. And the Elder Titan, yeah, might actually be a decent counter on Medusa too, because you have to build all stat items on Medusa, and you just take away all her armor, because she almost never builds natural armor items, aside from maybe Blade Mail, and this game, Medusa is going for AC, one of the most common core pickups versus an Elder Titan.
We're going to watch this replay again. We get an opportunity to do this because LFY actually took so much damage during this fight, they backed up to Shrine and heal.
Yep, poor Venom just dies almost at the start of the fight.
He tried. He was in a good position to at least break the smoke, but just too hard. Too many 4-stars, too many items. So much sustain on LFY.
Puppey was channeling for so long. Yeah, poor Medusa. Just too many things to deal with too, like this. The Crippling Fear talent on Night Stalker is also amazing if he managed to get to level 25. The minus 8-second Crippling Fear, like Link and Sphere, just forget about it.
Well, we come back live. Tide Ravage off cooldown in 35 seconds. DK just completed his entire Bloodthorn, another 4-star up as well for the Night Stalker.
Ooh, guaranteed crits for Elder Titan.
He's not getting the Daedalus.
Nullifier? Yeah. I had this question earlier whether or not Nullifier works on Aeon Disc. I assume that it does. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I don't know. Maybe it's one of those weird items. Also, how does the status resistance work on Aeon Disc when you get nullified? Does it work or not work? I have no idea.
Does null everything?
I mean, does it null it before or after the?
We'll put it to the brains trust of everyone that is currently listening to the stream, as well as maybe the panel. So send us your answers. You know how to find us on all the social medias. We'd love to know the answer. Ice Blast. Oh, CTY. No! Oh, he just came out for a bit of fresh air. Well, BKB and TB home. Now down to 7 seconds on that BKB. 70 seconds without it. Witch Doctor picked off. Puppey was coming to the aid of his teammate as well as the D-Ward. But now he'll lose his sentry. The nullifier is done for the Elder Titan, and a blade mail is done up for Medusa. She just wants to survive and hopefully gets LFY to kill themselves on her. That's the only hope she kind of has. The LFY pushed in the mid lane quite nicely. Super attacking into the tier 4 towers. This will force Team Secret just to split their defense up a little bit more. They burn the fortification.
The Aeon Disc was popped. This is really bad.
Oh, the jump in. Benno ulti is nice. It catches 3 heroes. Do they have a fall-off, however? You'll still lose the Titan. The ET split on this onto Medusa. Same with the Ice Blast. They hold her in position. The Blade Mail is up, but Super doesn't care. His regeneration, his life in general is just far beyond the reaches of Secret. And good game, well played. LFY take game 1 against Team Secret.
I have to give the MVP to Inflame this game. Just sitting on an Elder Titan.
The pick of the ET and then the play of the ET.
Yeah, both. Both definitely.
Oh, terrific performance for them.
Okay, I want to see damage done. Hold on.
Is that what you're trying to load up?